it only gets to that point because men have been bludgeoned from the day they were born in this country to be told being masculine is bad, right? And that weak is strong. And so they're so weak that they don't know how to lead a woman. And I think men and women lead each other in different ways. But right now we don't have that leadership from men in society. Like, we don't have that masculine energy.
What do you think has happened to so many of the 31-year-old girls who don't think the way you do?
That's it.
I'll ask you about the guys separately, but I think there's something, because I think they're very different and specific things, what's happening to the girls and what's happening to the guys.
Well, I think in general, I am different than most women. I don't mean to be like, oh, I'm so different. You know, I was like, we all think we're all so special. We're all, like, you know, the main character in our story, but I am different than the girls I grew up with. I wasn't into the same things. I didn't like, you know, the makeup. I did like Barbie dolls and all that, but I liked math and science, and I didn't like girl drama. And I only started doing makeup 2 months ago because I'm doing all these shows now. I don't even know. I didn't own eyeshadow.
Killing it, by the way.
Thank you. I also did not do this either. but I've always been interested in very different things. I was argumentative and liked politics. So that's all to say that I don't think I speak for most women in the way they think, but I'm on the outside looking in and seeing my girlfriends who think this way. And I do think generally women are more intuitive and emotional and easily swayed by things. And I think we also all grew up, and a study needs to be done here, like an anthropological type or like behavioral econ study on the effects of the daughters of women who were working and going to college through that wave of feminism. Because I think a lot about the way I was raised, and the focus from our mothers was that, you know, they were supposed to be the girl bosses, but they actually were the ones that wound up having kids and working from home because they were the ones with the children. So a lot of them, Ivy League educated, decided to, or wherever across the country, these women were told they were supposed to have it all, realized they couldn't, had these daughters, and then they placed that pressure on us of, now, no, you're actually going to be the one that has it all. And so, the left has been very effective generally at taking over culture. And that's also why I think humor is so important, because we had decades of a chokehold on our culture from late night TV and just these ideas of poo-pooing what it means to be a mom. And now I think we've gone to extreme. Now people are saying you should only want to be home with your kids.
Right.
And I think that's so, for the people who want to do that, that is wonderful. It is the hardest job in the world. It is the most important job in the world. But not every woman wants to be told you should want to sit at home with your kids doing nothing else. Like not a job that pays you, but even just having something else that takes your time, whether it's helping with charity, organizing something, whatever that is. And so I think now we're kind of just reverting back to the mean a little bit, but there's still a lot of women who at this point are, if you're 31 years old and you're not 21, because I think the 21-year-olds are actually seeing this and taking a different path than millennials are, but the Gen Z group, at this point is cognitive dissonance, because you have to live with yourself to know that you've been single or lived with guys and then it didn't work out, or dated the wrong person. You know, like there's all this that you have to reconcile and be happy with. And it's very hard to live with yourself, realizing that you made choices that you don't like.
So do you see this as like, you know, like there's like the hysterical female comedian version of this, like the Chelsea Handler, Sarah Silverman, sort of childless, entering 50s Kathy Griffin, like they did it a certain way and now they're just kind of like angry at the world.
Yeah, but they're an extreme. I think what's maybe more dangerous, like the sleeper cell female, is the white liberal woman who does have a kid, who is married maybe, but she doesn't want to be a mom, or being a mom isn't championed, and she'd rather be sitting at her mid-level email job somewhere, you know, instead of being at home more. And, you know, like a lot of times I see them
transing her kid maybe to get the intrinsic value,
right, because she's actually in this heterosexual relationship that's like heteronormative, as they call it, right? But the kid is normal, and so they have to make something special about the whole situation. But like the number of times I've seen on TV shows recently on Netflix, it's all trash, but I put Netflix on sometimes to, you know, have background noise, and the woman is arguing with the man over whose career is more important. And that's in like every show. And there's always a storyline like that. And you look and one's like the guy is a doctor who's supposed to be saving kids in Africa, and the woman is like a marketer person. And she's like, are you saying my career isn't as important? And they have this guy acting like a total cuck, soy beta loser, going, no, you're right. Like your job is as important. And the answer should be no. You're a mid-level marketing manager doing something that you don't even care about. And we act as if, a woman is more free when she's working for a corporation than she is for her family.
So since you said soy beta cuck, you know my theory about blowjob politics? Do you know my blowjob theory?
Oh, that men will do anything to get blowjobs.
Yeah. How do you think this? We must have discussed this
at some point. Yeah.
So you think I'm right about this? Like there's just like a certain amount of men that they've been cucked, as you said, because at the end of the day, they don't want to be bludgeoned with all this stuff. So they just kind of shut up because they would like a once a week blowjob.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. And also, it only gets to that point because men have been bludgeoned from the day they were born in this country to be told being masculine is bad, right? And that weak is strong. And so they're so weak that they don't know how to lead a woman. And I think men and women lead each other in different ways. But right now, we don't have that leadership from men in society. We don't have that masculine energy, and so I think the whole world is sort of.
But you feel like we're getting it back, right? Like it does seem to be turning now.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people talking about like Pete Hegseth coming in saying, "Oh, he doesn't necessarily know how to lead the Pentagon." Yeah, I think it's great that we have someone who's just an extremely attractive, masculine, like alpha male who will inspire similar men to join our military. That I actually think that image, like him on TV. In charge of our military, Secretary of Defense, that is a good image. Isn't that better than some nerd who knows how to run a corporation? What's actually going to make our military
I like a
more
fat
feared?
dude dressed up as a chick in charge of health and wellness
You're
of our
right,
children.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But I think we are, not just that, but there's this androgynous form that we need to get rid of. Right? The left has tried to make, women's hair has gotten shorter, men's hair has gotten longer. We're turning into and I've said this on your program before, but we're turning into this androgynous, fat-nippled, pixie haircut freak form of a human in society.
But how do you really feel?
But how do I really feel about it? It's like, and so that's not normal either, because we need the masculine and feminine to balance each other in the world. And the world, it's not that, in a way, we're too feminine. We've lived in this gynocracy almost, right? And they're always, the left is always crying about, smash the patriarchy. We live in a matriarchy right now. Women have the world by the balls, and they have had it for 20 plus years. And now we're finally we're just rebalancing. And we also need to, unandrogynize the world and let people go back into their natural state.
How's it been, I assume, losing some friends in the course of this and maybe some family members and the rest of it?
You'd be surprised.
I come from the Northeast. I know what it's like.
You'd be surprised. I mean, because I was always openly conservative, I didn't lose too many. But
then you start on TikTok.
And then you start online. And it's more the people who I wasn't ever friends with who are speaking. And I saw someone sent me a tweet, and I don't read the comments. I really don't care. If I cared about this, I would have killed myself already from the comments that people read. But I really don't care. I like to check comments once in a while to gauge if people like the content. But someone sent me a tweet, of someone I went to high school with, apparently, and she looks exactly the way you'd think. I recognize the name. She looked like a white Oompa Loompa. She's so enlarged. She's just so ballooned out. It's actually, it's sad. I feel badly for her.
The nipple thing you're talking about.
She for sure has fat nipples. Yeah. There's she's, she's so gross. She has the weird chopped haircut and the nose ring. And you could just tell. Yeah. I might recognize her if she were 200 pounds lighter. But it's a classic leftist. And she said something of, I went to high school with this girl and she shouldn't be platformed. But generally, no, it's been fine.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop screaming, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist, all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.